Hey guys, I'm Ash.
And I'm Pete.
We're two friends with a combo of 7 kids ranging from toddlers to 20s and 2 crazy husbands.
Our paths were not easy. With childhood battle wounds, divorce, second marriages and all, we somehow found each other. And together we talk real life, laugh, cry, and figure out how to survive the day.
Music is by Dustbowl Champion. To hear Dustbowl Champion's newest hits, search Dustbowl Champion on Spotify. Hey guys, it's Ash and Pete.
Hey, we're alive.
We are.
We're
we
here.
do still exist. We have not broken up.
No, we're not broken up. No.
We were not fighting.
No, we're not fighting at all.
No.
Life just got crazy.
Life was...
So we just said, let's enjoy summer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might as well. Truly, we were both crazy.
Yeah. It wasn't necessarily always fun.
No. No. And for me, it was
a
like,
lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, we had trips, we had things, we had family stuff going on. You had a lot with your family going on. And then I was really busy with, the one job that actually pays the bills, pays a bill. I don't know. That one little thing.
The one that's required.
Yeah. So we hadn't recorded in a while.
Yeah.
We were just trying to look at our episodes to see when we...
Yeah, last posted, or is that what it's called?
And also, okay, I'm going to jump into this really quick. It's really like, I know we need to social media more.
I know. But here's the thing. Jason will say something and I'm like, well, he'll be like, oh, you guys posted. I'm like, yeah, something about Pete. And he's like, you guys need to post more. I'm like, well, I absolutely suck at social media. I'm horrible at it. I don't post on my personal ones really.
I go back and forth and I stop for a while and then I go dead and then I pick up running, I'm going to post everything of everything. I love posting fun things and obviously I'm not trying to bring a Debbie Downer, I love posting fun things, but it's just a lot. And sometimes when I'm doing it personal and then I do it for work, it's I get burnt out.
Yeah. I know. That's why I need to be more helpful.
I have a love-hate relationship with social media, by the way. Oh, well, look at me. I look like I have a mushroom head right now.
What is...
Why? No, you look fine. I have a love-hate relationship with social media, though. I feel like I can't not look at it. And so, I'm always looking at it. And I like to post fun things about, on it. Especially with the kids, because that's fun stuff for me,
Right, yeah.
But I also hate it because I feel like,
it just takes so much of your time.
It does, and I feel like it's what's wrong in so many ways.
Yeah.
And then I'm feeding into it.
I know.
Yeah. It's I bitch and complain that there's a lot of shit today that I feel like is because of social media that we're dealing with it. And then I go feeding into it.
I know.
So it's this, it's a battle for me.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I'm more of a stalker. I rarely post. If you were looking at my personal one, you'll be like, oh, she never posted and then all of a sudden she did this and this. Oh, she's going to try. And then I'm just like, okay, I can't. I don't know. I don't know why I suck at so many things.
You don't suck at so many things.
A lot of things.
No. I think it's your ADHD. You just get distracted.
I know. I was looking for your stain thing, and then what happened? Gone.
Oh, were you?
That's why I grabbed my phone to look. I know. I'm an idiot.
You get distracted easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. So, I don't know where we left off.
I do. We were talking about you were going to do campus visit. I think that was right before you went to Monterey.
Geez.
Or maybe it was right after you went.
Yeah.
Do you know what date you went to Monterey?
I think I did go right, and maybe right after that episode.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe before.
So it posted the 29th, so we recorded it a few days before that.
I don't know.
I don't know when you went.
I don't remember what I
feel like it may have been before, because I don't know that we really covered what she thought.
Let's back it up here. So we'll start with me, because I feel like mine's going to be pretty quick versus yours. Your catch up. I feel like you've had like way more personal, like family things going on than me. Mine's kind of been busy but fun, and most of it's been work, and that's blah, and we're not talking about that. So, but so Tristan is coming into her senior year, which
she just turned 17.
She just turned 17. Oh my God. It's a lot to take in sometimes. I'm excited though. It's not like look, everyone here knows my journey with her. It has not always been easy. No, it has not always been easy. It's not. I'm not going to say we have like the best mother-daughter relationship. I hope one day we do.
Yeah.
I think we will when she's older.
I think it changes a lot.
Yeah, but I also think that it's real. And I think that she's excited about this chapter, and so am I. I'm excited to see her excited and see that fire kind of lit within her.
Yeah, she's had a rough couple years, so it's good to have that.
It is. And I'm happy. I'm so happy that she wants to better herself, and that she's looking into the future.
Forcing her.
I'm not forcing her to go to school. I'm not forcing her to any of that. She's excited to do it. She wants to grow in that way. She wants to grow as a person. She wants to be responsible, but she wants to enjoy that next step in life. And I love that. I'm so happy for that. So right now, it's like I'm nourishing that momentum within her, right? So we went to go visit one campus. We have another tour. The other tour I actually canceled quite a few tours, because after going there, we were able to eliminate options that we had first considered. And really, it was just because she had no idea, right? Oh, yeah. She's like, no idea. And I really didn't either, but it was like, let's start with where I think you may like it, and then let's go from there. So we were able to eliminate a lot of different campus tours that I canceled. So the next tour is like a 4-in-1 tour. So it's like 4 campuses in SoCal. We're just going to hit them all because we're going to be down there. Oh. So instead of doing
one a day, or are you doing more than one a day?
No, it'll be one a day. Oh, it'll be like one a day. But I think that'll be a really good trip for us.
Yeah. I agree.
What's funny is even on the trip, it was just her and I that went to go visit the campus. And if I said this, I could not have talked about this. There's no way, right?
I honestly don't think you did.
Okay. So we were in the car.
Here, give me your phone and I'll check.
It is like,
sorry guys.
I know, sorry. It is like such a great, fun drive with her, which I don't know. Again, maybe no other parents. What just happened?
What? That's so rude. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, guys, we're back. Don't know what happened. That was weird.
But in the time that we were trying to figure out what happened, we realized we didn't even ever discuss that P was going to look at colleges.
I know.
With Tristan.
Yeah.
I thought that's what we had discussed.
Yeah.
But I think it was that Danny was joining school.
Yeah.
Not that Tristan was
going.
Yeah,
I'm apparently I'm all over the place, right? Like preschool, college, like it's everywhere. Second marriage. That's what I tell people when everyone's like, "Oh, there's a big age gap." I'm like, second marriage. I mean, there's nothing. It's like that's really.
But at least that makes sense. You know, you're like, you don't have to say anything else.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh, okay, get it, gotcha."
So, were we saying you guys cut down some classes, like the drive you're talking about when you guys went to Monterey?
So I have to just say, I just have to tell you guys this, because if you are a parent out there who is going through anything like what I'm going through, as far as you've got a teenager, maybe a female teenager who is like difficult, because I think moms and daughters bump heads quite often, more than boys do with their mommies, you know?
Yeah.
Not to say it doesn't happen. I just think that it happens often.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a couple of things. Not everyone, but a lot of people told me that I would start to see a change in this next, like, summer.
Yeah.
And even at the end of the school year, I was like, really? I don't think so.
This isn't a great change.
I don't think this is a change. I'm sorry, but I think this generation is effed up in the head, and so I'm not going to see this change that is normal in any other generation, but this generation is going to skip it. I just don't know. This generation really does drive me crazy, by the way, though.
Yeah, I mean, they are still nuts.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
but she really has matured a lot this summer. Like, I see maturity in her this summer. And it's not necessarily with, it's not like, oh, now she's into dating, or now, it's nothing like that. It's the maturity level of our relationship, I think. And I think she's starting to get like she's asking more adult-like questions and things that are like on her mind, obviously, because she's asking about him. Like, what is a credit card exactly, and how does that work?
Oh, that's good.
And when do I need to have one, or should I never get one? And how many debit cards should I have? What?
Only one. I mean, unless you have a lot of different relationships and joint accounts, then no.
So there's like things like that we're discussing that
Those
she's
are
asking.
Good questions,
very good questions.
Things she does need to know before she heads out.
Yes. But when we were in the car ride, it's just her and I. So I have no little ones. I have no Tony. No, it's just us. And I was kind of thinking, like, either this is going to be a really fun, great trip, or we're not going to talk the entire 2.5 hours, there, and then 2.5 hours back. And we listened to 90s hip hop, and we blared our music, and she couldn't believe that I knew most of the lyrics to every song.
She couldn't?
Yeah. I'm like, hello, do you know who I am? Yeah, no. We danced. We laughed. She was like playing an episode of like one of her favorite like cartoon show things, like the Adult Swim type of stuff,
Yeah.
And she's like, will you watch it with me? I'm like, well, I'm driving, so I'm not going to watch it, but I'll listen.
Yeah.
If you want to play it and you watch it. So we did things like that, and I just kind of tried to make it about her and I, and we had the best time. We had a great trip.
I don't think I've even heard that part of, like, I've gotten like, oh, it was good, or like this, but like more about the school.
Yeah. No, her and I had just a really good time. Like, just a really good time. I was shocked. That even on the way home, she wanted to keep talking. And she just was, like, talking my ear off and talking about all these things. And, it was just her talking. And it was great.
That's good.
It was really good. And honestly, ever since then... we still fight.
Right.
We still argue. She still gets on my effing nerves, and I'm sure I get on her effing nerves.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
Good.
It's been better. And I feel like it was a really good bonding experience for us. And I think that it's really hard sometimes to give one kid that focus when you've got how many
especially
of them?
Especially because there is such an age difference. So the little ones are so much needier.
They are.
It does suck because then the older one unfortunately gets like a little less.
Especially when I first had them, I would really try to do things just with her, like take her to go get her boba or whatever, do something with just her. But when you're constantly like this and fighting,
it's hard to do that.
It's hard because I don't really want to be with her, and she doesn't really want to be with me.
Yeah.
And then we don't spend any time together, really, you know?
But I thought it was really cute. So for her birthday, you got her a massage gift certificate.
Yeah.
So she could go and get her very first massage.
Yeah.
And which I'm like, okay, hello, I would love a massage too. No.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cute that she wanted to go with you.
Me.
Yeah. Like she wants to make a day of it with you. So that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Because probably a year ago that would not necessarily be something. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't like every day you guys were butting heads, but there's been a lot of growth I think in the way she sees things.
Yes.
Maybe.
Which, and mind you, even after that, we got into a really, really big fight.
After Monterey?
After Monterey. A really big fight. And I thought, like, I mean, I was crying. I yelled, you know, like it was a pretty bad fight. And, I thought we're not going to go back to how, like, we're going to forget how much fun we had in that moment.
It's just all going to be, you know,
it's going to be
it
done.
just wiped it out.
Yeah. But no, it's been pretty good.
And that's
I'm learning also too that I just have to like
separate and let things go. Because, you know, it's one of those things that when you have a kid, I think, and I don't know if it was because I was younger when I had the boys, you know, not like too young, but I think like 23 and 25, you know, younger.
Yeah.
And as it probably wasn't even then, in all honesty, it was probably when the girls were little, when they would get in trouble and how quickly they would forget about it. You know, it's like I could get onto them, they could be in big trouble, and then within like 5 minutes, it's as if that never happened. Yeah. You know? And it's probably because of that, because I was only 20 when Jason and I started dating, so the girls were 4 and 6, and so seeing like how they, you know, because at 20, you're close to being a teenager. And as a teenager, I feel like you are very petty and you will hold on to a grudge. I mean, not everyone, but I did. Yeah. You know, like I was petty as a teenager. So I'm like, with the girls, it really opened my eyes to, like, that is the love of a child, you know? And I do think, you know, like, okay, sorry, you guys, I'm bringing it biblical, but, you know, Jesus says, love like a child, you know? And I think that has a lot to do with it, because they're not holding all these things in their head, you know? It's like very momentary that they're upset, like you scolded them, they're upset, and then now they want to love all over you, you know?
Well,
and
it's true. And I feel like as they get older, it becomes harder for them to let things go and forget about that.
Absolutely.
And then they hold on to the things that were said, they hold on to the things you say, the things that they hold on to their feelings of anger and frustration, and in their mind they make it right, and they're right. Yeah. And so they're going to stick to how they feel.
Yes.
And you're the bad person.
Right. And so it's like when they start getting older and that kind of thing, it's really difficult. And I think that's probably where people were saying, you know, like in the next year, you're going to see a big, because I think as you start to get older, like I've learned, let it go, you know, really just let it go. It's not a big deal. Like, I mean, in all honesty, I think growing up, like becoming an adult and that kind of thing, realizing that me doing that kind of thing hurts no one but myself. You know, like I did it a lot with my biological dad. You know, it was like I had a lot of resentment and anger, and I just thought like as a parent he shouldn't be how he was, right? Like so I had a lot of like ugliness in my heart, and he did not give two shits.
Yeah.
You know, like to be honest, he probably had no idea. I maybe saw him a couple handful of times growing up, you know, so he had no idea. It wasn't impacting him. If he did know, he probably wouldn't even care, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's not really father material.
I know.
But so it's like, you know, like it took me time to realize those things, and it does take them time. And, you know, by the time I was a senior and that type of thing, I think I started realizing, like, who cares? Like,
well,
it's not worth it.
And everyone says it, but it's like, you know, there's a saying, and it's like you hear and you listen, and there's two different things.
Absolutely.
Two completely different things. And it's very, very true. Yeah. So I can hear what you're saying, but am I really listening to what you're saying?
Yeah.
Because if you're listening, you're going to take it a little bit deeper, right?
Yes.
And I feel like we're listening more.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's
and I
more
feel like that comes with
understanding.
maturity.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yes.
So those are where I think I see things that are like, it's kind of starting to change. And that's where I see like our shortcomings even growing up. It's like, yeah, I heard you, whatever, you said whatever, but we didn't really listen
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah, no. I agree. Absolutely right. And I think it's neat to see her changing the way she is.
Yeah.
In this last year, because I don't mean in this last year as in like the last 12 months. I mean in this last year of her she's in her last year of high school, her last year at home.
I know.
You know, so it is good to see those things, because things have been so hard for you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
It
COVID
really
things
really fucked us up.
Yeah.
And we were in very dark places not that long ago.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
It really seems like yesterday, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad.
It was so bad.
You know?
And I feel like and that's the other thing is, I think she's starting to see that the routine of all that we go through, all that you go through, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
So, yes, I've said it from the beginning, but you probably didn't listen to me. You just heard me.
Yeah.
You know, whether you like it or not, I'm going to say what I'm saying because I love you. But I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I love you. If I
Right.
didn't love you, trust me, you're a pain in my ass half the time. I would say, go.
Yeah.
Be gone.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm done.
But I don't, because I love you.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere. But it's also my job to tell you, no.
Yeah.
You know, it's my job to try and teach you the way.
Right.
Along the way.
Yeah, as parents, we have to. And I mean, I could see how easy it is for some people to become friends with their kids, because you want them to like you. You want to have a good relationship with them. But it's not good.
It's not. And
it's not like,
it's not.
I mean, I'm friends with my mom now, you know, and my mom and I were very close when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like growing up, you know, after her and my dad divorced, I was 14 when they divorced, and my mom, we were poor when I was a kid too, but we were poor too then, you know?
Yeah.
And we lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. I had 2 brothers, and it was me and my mom, and my mom and I shared a bedroom until I moved out with Jason, you know, like, so from 14 until I moved out with Jason, my mom and I shared a room. And so we were very close. And we had a lot of fun with each other. You know, we would joke and talk a lot. But but I would have never said she was my friend. You know, I could be very open with her. Like, I would tell her if something was going on that I needed her to know, or like I was going to go to a party, there's going to be drink. Mom, just so you know, there is going to be drink. Like, I was open, but we weren't friends.
It's really interesting though, because I think that we grew up so similar, but so different. And I feel like I did have some mommy issues. You know, I was not best friends with my mom, nor did we really have we didn't really have a good relationship. We had an understanding. We had an understanding of what we expected from each other. And that's kind of how we did things.
Right.
That's kind of how we did life. And I think she was just trying to get through the day and survive another day.
Yeah.
And so she didn't take the time to nourish her relationships with her kids.
Yeah.
She really didn't. Not until she was in her 30s, had the last brother. I think she realized how much she needed to nourish the relationship with her and her baby.
Yeah.
You're at a different point. She was at a different point in her life.
Yeah.
And I think that with Tristan, what's been hard for me is like, why do you have mommy issues? Why do you have such an issue with me?
Right.
Because I'm not like that. I want to spend time with you.
Yeah.
I want to do whatever for you. I want us to go and like, hey, let's go grab something to eat. Let's go shopping. Let's go sit down and do something together.
Yeah.
Let's do a puzzle. Let's whatever. You know, I don't know. I want you to say, Mom, I need help with my homework.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know, or can you read me this? I mean, that's like some of my favorite things is even now in high school when she's studying for a test for finals and she's like, read that, test me. And it's like, okay, those are like some of my favorite moments.
Right.
But, you know, when you shut me out,
yeah,
I have nothing. So it's like, why? Why is there mommy issues there?
So,
and she does because even her dad has said it. Like, he's told me, like, she has mommy issues. I'm like, why? What is wrong with me?
So I've wondered that for a while too. And just when you were talking, I was thinking that I feel like there could be a couple of things. One is you guys are very, very different.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if...
Which everyone always thinks like if you're the same, you butt heads.
Right. But I think you guys are so different. And I think as a kid, she kind of wants to like...
Prove me wrong?
Well, just like resist. Like she doesn't want to be like you.
Yeah.
She wants to be herself. And so she's trying to be as opposite. Yes. And so it's like so polarizing, right?
Yeah.
And then another thing is because I've even said it, like, it's crazy to me that she doesn't have daddy issues because like up until a few years ago, even though she may see her dad and spend time with them and whatever, it wasn't consistent. It wasn't all the time. Isn't. Even now. Yeah. But
and he's not the one that's the constant.
Right. So, and that's the thing is that you expect it to be the one that's not there, right? You expect it to be the person not there. But I think she relates so much to her dad that, like, I don't know, like, maybe in her head, does she think because she's so much like her dad that there's, like, this part of you that doesn't like her or, you know, different kids think weird stuff, you know, regardless. And, like, she knows that you and her dad aren't together and she doesn't know all of it. She does know some of it.
Yeah.
But does she somehow kind of blame, like, put some of the blame on you because she's so much like her dad? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she is a lot like him.
That could be why we fight a lot too.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure it is. Like, you would never, ever say anything bad about your kid or whatever, you know? And for the most part, you don't say bad things about her dad to her.
No.
But as a kid, especially at her age, I feel like the kid has to recognize, right? Like, okay, well, my mom doesn't like this. or doesn't like that, right? Like she's picking up on things.
Yeah.
And does she think that then that means you don't like that about her? You know, because she does try to resist you so much.
So much.
And why?
Life would be just
I
so
don't
much
know.
easier if she
Yeah.
just was like, whatever, I don't care. Like, this is just how I feel. Oh my gosh.
Sorry,
Okay, we're going to keep recording.
We are going to keep recording. It might.
We just keep getting timed out, so I'm.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Sorry about this, you guys. This has never happened when we've done the video, but
okay,
it is now.
So, if she just stopped resisting and just like went with it and realized it doesn't mean anything, and it's okay to be yourself and be different, and it's okay for me to be different.
The craziest thing is that you've always really nourished who she is.
I know, and I regret it.
No. But you, like, you know, it's not like you tried to get her to do things she didn't want to do, or,
nope.
You know, like, you might tell her, shave your mustache, or, you know, what have you.
You got
stuff
hair
like
stuff
that.
all over your face, your pits, your legs, your everything.
You might say something like that, but you're not like, you're very artsy, but I need you to be an athlete. Like, you need to do this.
You're going to have to work out because I work out, so you're going to have to work out. You're going to have to. I don't. I probably am going to be more like that with the little ones because it didn't work this way with this one. So maybe if I change everything and I make them my soldiers and I make them
should
march
I
to
have
my
more
beat,
kids so I can see if I can do a better job?
Redo. That's the good thing about having them spread out is then you can, it's like a trial and error. Then you can try something else, I think. You know, it's funny. We were on the, we rode the Sugar Pine Railroad yesterday, and this lady and her husband came up to us. They wanted to pet the dog, and really nice older couple, and they were talking to the girls, you know, and the wife goes, something, how far apart are they? And we said, 18 months. And she goes, I have two like that. And then she said something, do you like having an older sister? I think to Danny, and Georgia goes, our older sister isn't here. And I said, they have our oldest is working. She's not here. And she goes, she's a teenager. And I said, yes, she just turned 17. And she goes, yep. I have one 10 years older than my two that are together. And I said, so you know the fun. And she goes, yep. She goes, and every child is different. And it really is so true. Every child is different. And what works for one doesn't work for the other.
Right.
And I'm the first one to say, like, if one of our friends is talking to us and they're like venting or whatever, like I'll say like, have you tried blah, 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 or whatever. But at the same time, like, every kid is so different.
They are.
So what works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And what works for you doesn't mean it's going to work for me. I feel like, and there's different tactics for everything. I mean, their personalities are so different. Their routines are so different. It's crazy. It's crazy how I think all three of my girls, and I mean the youngest, I feel like is already starting, their little personalities are already coming out. They're already out. And I feel like they are all so different. All three. They're all.
No, they are. They are.
They all have different agendas, different things that they look for, that they'll say. Their attitudes are all different.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Yeah. No, really. Like, you can text something that's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill my child. Why? Blah, blah, blah. And you can say something about, like, why you want to kill your child. And we can go like, oh, what'd Danny do?
Yeah.
Or like, oh, what'd Georgia say? You know, because it's like, they are so different that depending on what you're like, oh my gosh, we're like, oh, well, that's totally something this one would do.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whatever. Because they are so different. And it is hard because you parent the way you feel you need to parent.
Yeah.
But everyone really does need something different
Yeah.
from you. And it's hard to figure that out.
Gosh, it's so
like
hard.
I feel like, I mean, the boys are almost 13 and 15 and a half, and I honestly still feel like a failure as a parent, because I'm like, I honestly don't, like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do to make you better. I don't know what to do to, like, I feel like I encourage them. Like, I try to be very positive about stuff, and I try to be, like, caring and considerate about stuff. Maybe I just need to fuck my kids up. I don't know. like there's something that I'm not doing, and why are you not doing this type of thing? Like,
yeah.
What am I doing that isn't working for you? Because apparently everything I'm doing isn't working for you. Like, what do I need to do? And I've had that conversation with Hayden, like, what do you need from me?
I've had that conversation with Tristan.
Because I've tried everything I can think of, and I don't know. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and then they're done. They're like, what do you mean? Like, and it's like,
I know. Note to kids, all the kids listening to our podcast, when your parent comes to you and says, what is it that you need from me? We literally are tapped the fuck out of ideas here.
Yes,
I mean,
we need
you better
you to
step
tell us
up,
what
because
is going to work.
Apparently, everything we've done, you don't take to.
Yes.
So, unless you have a better plan, you better start figuring out how to take from what was said or done already.
Yes.
Absolutely. Or come up with a plan, please.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm the first one to be like, hey, if you got a better idea than me, that's great. I want to plan it out, and let's discuss it.
Yeah.
But you can't just throw shit from the hips. If it doesn't work, what is your plan then?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have one? Okay, then get to the back of the line.
Right.
So find one.
Yeah.
Come up with the plan and let's execute.
Yeah. They are out of control. I don't know. I mean, I know. Here's the thing. You've, like, stuff went on this year with me as a mom that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this. Like, I can't do this, and I don't know what to do. You became the mother
of a teenager.
Yeah.
A real full-blown teenager.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I still, not like, well, this show is real fucked up for you, but I still feel very lucky
that you're not
that I didn't have to deal with what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's honestly the hardest thing a parent could have to go through.
Yeah.
You know, so I am not envious of what you've had to go through in the past couple of years. But it's like, I have no idea where I was going with that. What was I talking about?
This year as a parent.
Yeah, it's been a year. I really honestly have no idea what I was saying. I mean, I know what I was saying. I don't know what my point to it was. Yeah.
I don't know, but you know,
No,
it does. Yeah, being a parent sucks. Don't be one of those.
And this kind of thing happens to you. You can't remember why you're saying something.
I know.
Because you've got dumb kids in your head. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. Okay, well, really quick, we're going to end it with this, and then we'll be back with your story next episode on your summer. Tristan's going into her senior year. I actually, and here I am saying love, hate with social. I really want to try and document as much of her senior year as I can, because I feel like this is a very emotional roller coaster for both of us.
Right.
And I feel like I don't know that I've ever really experienced, like, I know I have it in my family, experienced what I'm about to experience with her. Like, it's never been done this way, in our family. So for me, it's like, I want to document these moments, you know, with
and
her.
that'll be fun too for her. She's going to have that stuff.
Yeah. She might hate it as well, but you can find it all on TikTok, because that's where it's all going to have to go. Apparently, because I can't figure out how to get it on Instagram. My messages are too long, apparently. I talk too much. So it's going to go on TikTok.
Right,
and also the podcast, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. We'll share it with that. But yes, documenting that. And then also, I've got school starting for the kids. Danny's in full-blown preschool. George is going into TK.
Tomorrow is preschool, right?
Tomorrow's preschool. She will be in her cute little uniform and ready to go on her first day. I just went and spent $1,000 million at Costco and Target getting all the food and snacks and all that for lunches. And also, I will be in Vegas next weekend. If anyone is in Vegas and wants to come buy me a drink, make sure it's not roofied. I'm a little nervous about that kind of stuff. I want to tell you a crazy story, and I want to... that will be a interesting story to come back to and podcast about.
Oh, great.
I think.
Okay.
We'll hope that everyone still is my friend at the end. No, I'm just kidding. No. We'll have a good time.
Some of them are going to be forced to because they're in the family. So
it'll be. I'm sure there'll be stories though to be shared.
I know. I can't wait to hear.
Shared. I'm starting to talk like you now. I was going to say Sharon.
Oh, because I was going to say shared. You said it right the first time. I don't know what you but I can't talk today.
But welcome back. We're back.
Thank you guys. Sorry. And again, yes, we are going to be better. Life is crazy. You guys will hear more about it.
Yeah.
And we still love each other. Have not been fighting.
No.
Haven't seen each other as often.
Not as often.
Yeah, unfortunately, which is part of the issue with this.
Yeah.
Also, really quick, so we have 2 mics, and I have one at my house in the event, like emergency, I need to record.
Also, I think we need headphones.
You do?
Yeah. But go ahead, finish your story.
Okay.
In the event that we can't get together, we now have 2 mics.
2 mics, yeah.
So we can record
separate. One's in my office, and last night Jackson's like, I was in there getting something for one of my brothers, and he's like, what is this doing here? I was like, what? He's like, isn't this for the podcast? And I was like, huh? And I like look at what because I'm in the closet and I'm like, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, why is it here? I'm like, because we have 2, one here in the event I need to record without P. He's like, okay. I'm like, what did you think?
Yeah.
Did you think it was over? I don't know.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's the end, but it's not the end.
It's not.
Sorry, guys.
We're just getting started.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for swapping with us, and have a good week.